The wine glass slipped from her hand before I could catch it. Red splashed across the marble floor like blood under the kitchen light. For a second, neither of us moved, just the sound of the wine trickling between the tiles, the silence heavy enough to crush a heartbeat. "Why are we overreacting?" Claire finally whispered, her voice trembling but defiant. It wasn't like that. But it was like that. I'd seen the messages. The late-night photos. The kind of words you don't send to your friend from work. My phone was still on the counter, the screen dim now, but the image burned behind my eyes, the photo of her sitting on his lap at the office party I'd skipped because she said she needed space. "Space," I muttered under my breath, a bitter laugh crawling out of me. "You meant him." Her face hardened. "Don't twist things, Mark. You've been distant for months. I was lonely. He just understood me." There it was. The oldest justification in the book. I was lonely. Every word stabbed a little deeper, carving out pieces of the man who once trusted her with everything. I stepped closer, my voice quiet, cold. "You knew exactly what you were doing. You deleted messages, you hid your phone, you told me I was paranoid when I asked questions. You wanted me to feel crazy." Claire's lip trembled, but she kept her chin high. "I didn't mean for it to go this far. Didn't mean to." I picked up the shattered glass from the floor. "You made 100 choices that led to this. You just didn't think I'd find out." For a moment, neither of us spoke. Only the hum of the refrigerator filled the room, a sound that suddenly felt painfully alive. Then, in one smooth motion, I reached into my coat pocket and pulled out a white envelope. Her expression flickered from confusion to fear. "What's that?" she asked. "Divorce papers," I said flatly. Her breath hitched. "Wait, Mark, no. You can't be serious. I already signed my part." "Mark," she snapped, her tone sharp now, desperate. "You can't just throw away everything we built because of a mistake." I looked at her, really looked. Her trembling hands, her wide, pleading eyes, the smear of red lipstick she'd worn for someone else. "I'm not the one who threw it away," I said quietly, and walked out. 2 days later, she knocked on my door. It was raining, and the sound against the porch roof was relentless. I didn't open right away. I watched her through the peephole, her hair damp, mascara streaking down her face, clutching a small bag like she'd been walking for miles. When I finally opened, she looked up at me with a smile that wasn't really a smile. "Mark, please. I just need to talk." I should have slammed the door. But something in me still needed closure, even if it hurt. I stepped aside. The scent of her perfume filled the hallway, familiar, haunting. She placed her bag down, eyes scanning the apartment she once called home. Everything was cleaner now, emptier. "I've been thinking," she began, voice shaky. "I made a terrible mistake. I thought I needed excitement, someone to listen to me. But it was all fake. He just wanted, well, you know." I said nothing. "I ended it," she continued. "It's over. I came here to fix this, to fix us." "Us?" I echoed. "There is no us, Claire." She stepped closer, her voice soft, trembling. I was scared. "You're calm, logical, and sometimes that made me feel unseen. But he was chaos, and I thought that meant passion. I was wrong." Her words might have moved me once. Now, they just sounded rehearsed. "Claire," I said, "you didn't just betray me, you destroyed the version of you I believed in. And now you want me to pretend it never happened." She reached out, her fingers brushing my arm. "I love you, Mark. I swear, I still do." I pulled away. "You love the comfort I gave you. Not me." Her eyes glistened. "Don't do this. Please. Don't end us like this." "Claire," I said softly, "I didn't end anything. You did. I just finally accepted it." She stood there, breathing hard, as if the weight of my words pressed the air out of her chest. Then she whispered something that made my stomach twist. "He doesn't want me anymore." That was the truth, raw, pitiful, and cruel. The man she'd risked everything for had moved on. I saw the realization in her eyes. She wasn't here because she loved me, she was here because she was alone. I looked at her for a long moment before answering. You didn't come back for me, Claire. You came back because he didn't choose you. Tears spilled down her face. Please, Mark, just give me one more chance. I'll do anything. For the first time, I felt nothing. No rage, no sorrow, just a quiet emptiness that felt like peace. I walked to the kitchen drawer, pulled out a small brown envelope, and placed it on the table. You forgot your ring, I said. It's in there. She stared at it as though it were a gravestone. Goodbye, Claire. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. Finally, she turned, her shoulders trembling as she walked out the door. The sound of the rain swallowed her footsteps. That night, I sat by the window, the divorce papers still on the table. My reflection in the glass looked older, harder. I thought about the years I'd spent loving someone who'd already checked out long before I noticed. I picked up my phone and scrolled through old photos. Her smile, our vacations, the moments that now felt like scenes from someone else's life. Then a text came in. Unknown number. You did the right thing. She told him you begged her to come back. Guess that's her story now. My pulse quickened. No name. No explanation. Just that one line. I stared at it, realization creeping in. Even after everything, she couldn't handle being the one rejected. So she twisted the story to make herself the victim again. For a second, anger threatened to flare up. But then I smiled, small, bitter, but real. Let her lie. Let her paint whatever picture she needed to survive her own guilt. I didn't need to defend myself anymore. The papers were signed. The truth was mine to keep. And for the first time in months, I felt free. When I turned off the lights, the house was silent. But not empty, just quiet, in the kind of way that feels like a new beginning. The woman I'd loved was gone, and so was the man who once needed her to love him back. All that remained was peace, and the sound of rain fading into dawn.